wondered who really benefits from games that claim to pay you? It's a question that's been nagging at many of us, especially given the surge of such games on the internet. They're everywhere, on social media, in app stores, and even in your email inbox. Their allure is undeniable, promising easy earnings just by playing. But who's really cashing in here? Is it the players or someone else? Today, we're going to unravel the truth behind these so-called paying games. Who doesn't love easy money, right? That's exactly what these games promise. The allure of making a quick buck without lifting more than a finger has always been a tantalizing prospect. And these games, they tap right into that desire, that dream of striking it rich with minimal effort. Imagine sitting in the comfort of your own home, or perhaps during a dull commute, tapping away at colorful icons on your phone screen, watching your virtual wallet grow fatter with each passing minute. The promise is simple. Play our games, complete simple tasks, and we'll reward you with real money. It sounds like a dream come true, doesn't it? But let's take a step back and examine this. These games are designed to be addictive, to keep you coming back for more. They use flashy graphics, compelling soundtracks, and an endless stream of tasks to keep you glued to your screen. The tasks start simple, almost laughably so. Tap a button, swipe a screen, watch an ad, and voila! You're rewarded with a few cents. It's easy to get sucked into the cycle, watching those cents turn into dollars, dreaming of what you could do with this newfound wealth. But here's where the unrealistic expectations come into play. These games feed off our desire for instant gratification. They encourage us to believe that we can make a significant amount of money with little to no effort. But the reality is far from this. The payouts are often meager, and the time and effort required to reach payout thresholds can be immense. And yet the lure of easy money keeps us coming back, keeps us playing, keeps us hoping. And that, my friends, is the power of these games. They tap into our deepest desires, our dreams of financial freedom, and they use it to their advantage. They create an illusion of easy wealth, a promise of a payout that is often just out of reach. But is it really that simple to earn money from these games? Let's dive deeper. The truth is, these games are not as rewarding as they seem. You might be wondering, how is it possible for a game to promise payouts and not deliver? Well, let's unravel this mystery. These games operate under the guise of a simple premise: play and get paid. It's an enticing offer, isn't it? But here's the catch. These payouts are often so minuscule and the criteria for earning them so convoluted that it becomes nearly impossible to make any substantial amount. Now, you might be thinking, well, it's a game and I'm having fun. Even if the money is little, it's still something. But the real question is, are these games genuinely fun? Or is the promise of cash driving you to play? And more importantly, is the time and effort you're putting into these games worth the tiny payout at the end? But there's more to it than just the illusion of easy money. Remember, nothing in this world comes for free. And these games are no exception. They make their money through advertisements and the collection of personal data. Every time you see an ad or fill out a survey, the game developers are earning revenue. And it doesn't stop there. Your personal data, your likes and dislikes, your gaming habits, all these are valuable information for marketers. The more you play, the more data they gather, and the more they profit. It's a win-win situation, but unfortunately, not for you. To put it bluntly, these games are not designed to make you rich. They are designed to make their creators rich. And they do this by exploiting the universal appeal of easy money and our innate desire to get something for nothing. So, if these games aren't really paying you, where is the money going? Well, it's going straight into the pockets of the game developers and marketers, leaving you with little more than a few pennies and a whole lot of wasted time. The real beneficiaries of these games are not the players, but the game companies. Let's dive into the mechanics of this. One of the primary ways these game companies benefit is through increased user engagement. Each click, each moment spent on the game boosts their engagement metrics. This increased engagement is a goldmine for these companies. It's like a self-perpetuating cycle. The more people play, the higher the engagement, and the more attractive the game becomes to new users. Then there's the aspect of ad revenues. Ever notice those pesky ads that pop up while you're trying to level up or right when you're about to beat your high score? Those aren't there just to annoy you, they're there to fill the coffers of the game company. Every time you view or click an ad, it translates into revenue for them. However, what might seem like a minor annoyance to you adds up to a substantial amount when multiplied by the number of players and the frequency of ad views. And let's not forget about the treasure trove of user data these companies collect. In this digital age, data is indeed the new oil. By playing these games, you're not just having fun or potentially earning money, you're also giving up a piece of yourself. Your preferences, your habits, the time you spend playing, all this information is valuable. Companies can use this data to refine their games, target their advertising more effectively, or even sell it to other companies. The irony of it all is that while you're caught up in the excitement of the game, chasing the promise of easy money, these companies are the ones who are really cashing in. They're the ones who are truly playing the game and more often than not, winning. So the question is, are you really a player or just another pawn in their game? The victims of these scams are not just the players, but also the advertisers who pay for the ads. Now let's take a closer look at both sides of this unfortunate coin, starting with the players. Imagine being lured into a game with the promise of easy money. You invest countless hours, days, maybe even weeks, all in the hopes of earning a little extra cash. But the payout never comes. Instead, you're left with nothing but wasted time and a sense of betrayal. It's a bitter pill to swallow, isn't it? But let's not forget about the advertisers. They are the ones who foot the bill for these games, hoping to reach a broader audience and increase their sales. They believe they're investing in a platform that will bring them valuable exposure. Yet, in reality, they're paying for ads that are largely ignored by players solely focused on the game's promised earnings. The return on their investment is minimal, if there even is any. The effects of these scams go even further, damaging the reputation of online advertising. Consumers start to distrust ads, associating them with scams and false promises. This, in turn, makes it harder for legitimate companies to reach potential customers, effectively undermining the entire advertising ecosystem. The worst part? It's not just a few isolated incidents. These scams have become a widespread issue, affecting countless players and advertisers worldwide. The game companies behind these scams are raking in profits at the expense of those who fall into their traps. So you see, the victims of these scams are manifold. The players who waste their time, the advertisers who pay for ineffective ads, and the overall trust in online advertising. It's a complex web of deceit that benefits no one but the game companies themselves. In conclusion, the only winners in this game are the game companies. They exploit the hopes of players and the investments of advertisers, leaving a trail of victims in their wake. So, should you play these games? We've traversed through the luring promises of easy money, the uncovering of the scam, the real beneficiaries, and the unveiled victims. Now it's time to deliver the final verdict. Let's consider this. The time you spend on these games is precious. Every hour you pour into them is an hour you could have spent learning a new skill, pursuing your passion, or simply enjoying life. The promise of easy money is tempting, but the reality is that the payout is often minuscule compared to the time invested. And let's not forget the risk of personal data misuse. These games often ask for access to your personal information. This data can be sold, misused, or even lead to identity theft. Not exactly a fair trade-off for a few pennies, is it? On the balance, the risks and costs associated with these games far outweigh the potential benefits. They prey on the vulnerable, promising riches but delivering disappointment. We're not saying that all games that offer monetary rewards are scams, but it's critical to be cautious, to do your research, and to understand what you're getting into. At the end of the day, your time, your personal data, your peace of mind, they're all priceless. Don't sell them short for an illusion of easy money. Remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.